Thanks very much to Jeff and Aurora Bishop for their musical presentation this morning. Thank you. I'm waiting on photography. When I get the thumbs up, we'll start. In the meantime, it's a beautiful San Diego day, isn't it? Always? Yes, Stacy? Yes, go. I got the go signal. Hi, my name's Jeannie Spies. Gotta make sure I can see my notes here. And I am let's start over again now that I'm ready. Okay. Welcome to the first annual P.R.O.U.D Walkathon here on the USS Midway Museum. This is the perfect venue for us to start this, inaugural event. Wonderful place to start. I am a board member and a co-founder of the Navy Marine Corps P.R.O.U.D Foundation, and I'll be your MC today, and I will get it together as we go. By the end, I'll be good. Okay, first I have a few names and people to recognize. Okay, we have Kathy Robling. This is our board of directors, the ones who have been doing all the footwork for all of these exciting activities and for the work that we do with our service members. Kathy Robling, our president, myself, Jeannie Spies, is secretary, Victoria Rodriguez is our treasurer, Jenny January is our casework chair, Kim P.R.O.U.D is our communications chair, Leslie Hanger is our volunteer chair and our golf tournament chair, Connie Churchward is our board member, and Alana Meyer is the P.R.O.U.D Walkathon chair today. We have our advisory board present here as well. We have Lieutenant General Terry Robling, USMC retired, Rear Admiral Len Herring, U.S. Navy retired, Sharon Herring, and Major Catherine Spies, USMC Reserves. Our guest of honor today is Maurice Wilson. Oh, there he is. Thank you. And he is U.S. Navy retired. We also have in attendance some of the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society directors who we work very, very closely with, and we're very happy that they're here today to show their support for us. Barry White is somewhere out there, and Tracy Shuck. Who else is here? We have Bill Beef and Caitlin Gallant. I haven't seen her. Oh, there she is. Thank you. And her COV, Mary, I believe, is with her today, too, which is wonderful. Our sponsors are here today, and we have sponsors from the Marine Corps Aviation Association, Albertsons Company Incorporated, Rio Defense Development Group, Fireside Capital, P.R.O.U.D Public Relations, G.A. Fleesbach Foundation, Homebridge Financial, and AleSmith Brewery. And last, but yet most importantly, our volunteers. Today we have with us the members of Team Rubicon, and they're a veteran-run disaster response nonprofit, so they're helping us out here today, and we thank them very much. And of course, all of our family and friends that support us along the way. Thank you very much. First person coming up is going to be Kathy Robling, and she is our foundation president. Kathy was a military spouse for 38 years while her husband served in the Marine Corps. While I was director of the Miramar Navy Marine Corps Relief Society, Kathy was my honorary chairman of volunteers. So we worked very closely back in the day, and we're still working together. It's really nice. In addition, she served on the Military Child Education Coalition Board, and she was involved in every level of every aspect of her husband's command for all of those 38 years. So it was not surprising that she was awarded the Meritorious Public Service Award by the Secretary of the Navy. And Kathy continues this servant leadership. While assisting with the organization of this walkathon, she also simultaneously put together the virtual Military Spouse Symposium for the Armed Services YMC Avant-Garde. So she has been busy, and I think tonight she'll sleep well. So I'd like to say welcome to Kathy. She is a supportive, creative, productive asset to P.R.O.U.D.
Thank you, Jeannie. She was the one that recruited me to become a part of the P.R.O.U.D Foundation. As soon as she found out that Terry was retiring, she said, "We have a job for you." So today I just wanted to say thank you again for all that are here. It's great to see all our friends and family members and and the directors from Navy Marine Corps Relief Society here. So thank you for coming today. I wanted to talk a little bit about the P.R.O.U.D Foundation. The Navy Marine Corps P.R.O.U.D Foundation is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization providing financial and in-kind support to the San Diego County's Navy Marine Corps Relief Society programs and local active duty sailors, Marines, veterans, retirees, and their families in need. And the P.R.O.U.D Foundation was formed by two military spouses. One, Sharon Herring. So we had one Navy spouse and one Marine spouse. So the Navy spouse, Sharon Herring, that really got this started. She had the conversation with her husband, I think, more than 10 years ago. And then Jeannie Spies got on board at that time. I think she was the director of Navy Marine Corps Relief Society at Miramar. And they started discussing about forming a foundation because they saw that there was a need to help our military families. And the P.R.O.U.D Foundation, like I said, was formed 5 years ago, and in that short time, and over a span of just 3 years, we've been doing fundraising. And we've been able to raise over $70,000 and help over 1,500 service members in need by providing food and gas gift cards and through grants. And for those of you that don't know, P.R.O.U.D stands for Please Remember Our Unwavering Devotion. And everyone on our board of directors are proud to serve for those that defend our country. And over the past year, with the COVID outbreak, many businesses were closed around San Diego, and our military members struggled to support their families. Many military spouses were without jobs. The P.R.O.U.D Foundation was able to assist military families primarily through food and gas gift cards, but also with rent, mortgage payments, and car payments. We also were able to serve the USS Bonhomme-Richard crew with providing them gift cards for their sailors and Marines when the fires devastated the ship while it was home based here in San Diego. The P.R.O.U.D Foundation each year hosts a fundraiser to raise funds for our mission of helping those who serve. Past years we did the chef's table dinner, but with the restrictions due to COVID, we decided to try a new event. Last year we did a golf tournament, our first annual golf tournament. We'll be hosting that again this year in October, on October 4th. But this year, first, we decided that we wanted to try a new event, which was our first virtual Proud to Walk for those who serve. And we'd like to thank you all for being here today to help us celebrate Armed Forces Day and to launch our Proud Walk. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Okay, next on our list, we have our special guest today, Mr. Maurice Wilson, U.S. Navy retired. If he would come on up here, it's my pleasure to welcome him. Mr. Maurice Wilson is a retired Navy Master Chief Petty Officer with 25 years of service. He currently is the President and Executive Director of the nonprofit National Veterans Transition Services Incorporated. Troubled with the high unemployment, homelessness, suicide, and other issues associated with military to civilian reintegration, Wilson created the Reboot Workshop, a 3-week behavior-based transition program designed to help returning service members, soon to be veterans, successfully reintegrate back into civilian life after years of military service. To date, Reboot has helped over 1,600 military members and veterans. Wilson is listed in the San Diego Business Journal's 2016 book of 500 influential business leaders and is the 2017 California 39th Senate District Veteran of the Year. Mr. Wilson?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. It's always a pleasure. Admiral Roman, General Roman, Admiral Herring. It's always a pleasure. Admiral Herring and I go back about 15 years when he was serving as Commander of Navy Region Southwest. And we worked on a lot of initiatives. One initiative I recalled as I was getting ready for today's presentation was the work that Admiral Herring did on diversity and inclusion. it was pretty impressive. We worked out in the community, hoping to really bridge the gap, as well as the work that he's done with sustainable energy and other things. But probably more notably was some of the challenges that he was trying to work through on the whole reintegration scenario. How do we help our communities? And so some good stuff there, Admiral. Thank you so much. I was really pleased when Stacy, my good friend back there, called me and asked me to speak. And I was happy for a couple of reasons. You know, one, because I like to talk. And so be careful what you ask for when you ask the Master Chief to come speak. You'll probably have to hook him and tell him go sit down or something like that. So be careful that you ask me to speak. The other thing was that it was a chance to get out of the house. You know, after 17 months of, you know, being sort of like in self-incarceration, it's like, really? I get to come out, be on the Midway, and hang out with people? I get to touch people? Absolutely, yes. And so I'm really glad to be here for that human-to-human interface, to actually be able to actually shake a hand and actually hug somebody other than being in a Zoom meeting. So we all know what those are like when you, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to give a group hug during a Zoom meeting. It's not the same. It's just totally just not the same. And so when the question came to speak about P.R.O.U.D, I was really honored. In fact, I was proud to speak about P.R.O.U.D because we're on the same page and we do a lot of the same work. And I want to really share that with you. But I want to just tell you about the first meeting that I had with Kathy and Alana and with Stacy earlier this week, just to kind of sort of get to know each other, like, hey, you know, who's who in the zoo, and you know, what are you doing? And I have to tell you that almost instantaneously, there was a great energy, a great feeling of, hey, we're on the same page. I like you, okay? You know, we're talking the talk and walking the walk. And so it was a great discussion, and we found that we had so many things in common. And that's what I want to just share with you guys, some of the things that we have in common that really just, it nails it for me. And from this point forward, Kathy, Alana, anything you need from me, just I'm yours. You know, just ask me. I'll do it. I know Admiral Herring asked me a couple of years ago if I would join the board. At that time, I was kind of like overwhelmed, but you know, just like most of us, I'll make room for another one. You know, just ask me, I'll do it again. You know, it's like, you know, so what? Did I have a wife and a family? Hey, what the heck? Okay. So some of the things that we have in common is that we volunteer, and you know, which really means that we don't get paid, but it's okay. We get paid another way, and we enjoy volunteering. That's part of who we are. That's the essence of our makeup. We also have something else in common, which is we believe in service, and this means that we have a tendency, and I don't know about you guys, to put others before ourselves. You know, that service just means that more is expected. You're working 24/7. You're coming up with ideas, and you're enduring a whole lot of things so that others can excel, so others can succeed. And I have to tell you that the mission and the vision and the purpose of P.R.O.U.D is really to serve others and put others before them. We also have in common the fact that we work long hours, which, you know, sometimes upsets our families, but it is what it is. It's one of those things where, you know, my wife is called the Admiral too. And I often ask her for permission. Well, honey, can I? And, you know, she'll say, as long as you give me my due, you can go do whatever you want to. And so, yeah, volunteering is fun. It's a lot of hours. And it does put a little bit of pressure on the family, but, you know, we're all part of the solution here. And, you know, another thing that I discovered as I was researching is I found out that Alana and I are both from Chicago also. And so go Bears. You know? And so we had a chance to talk about just being from Chicago and what it means to be here in San Diego and the differences between the weather, you know, obviously, and what do you miss from, you know, being home or being in your home state and being here in California. And Alana, she doesn't miss the winters. I kind of miss the winters. You know, it's kind of like one of those, it is what it is, but San Diego is a beautiful place. And so those are some of the other things that we have in common. We also have some other things in common, which is the work that we do on a day-to-day basis is meant to fill the gaps that are left in the whole transition world of serving our Navy Marine Corps family. And I think that's perhaps maybe the strongest connection that we have. P.R.O.U.D is one of 240 veteran service organizations here in San Diego and one of 45,000 across the nation that are all committed to serving over 20 million veterans in America today. Now, that number has another factor when you begin to add in not only the 20 million veterans that are being served, but their families, the caregivers. That number jumps up astronomically, and I think at one point we had somewhere around about 116 million people that are service connected that need this service. And so when you think about P.R.O.U.D and the need for P.R.O.U.D and the work that P.R.O.U.D is doing, this for me really helps to put things in perspective that, okay, there's a lot of work out there to be done that we need everybody to chip in on. The term that we typically use is we call it the sea of goodwill. And the sea of goodwill are those organizations like P.R.O.U.D who come together, step up to the plate, marshal resources, organize communities, assets, and people, give personally from themselves to see that others can benefit and others can alive. And so it's one of those acts that really sometimes we don't pat you on the back enough. We don't say thank you enough because you're unselfishly out there giving to others. But I just want to say here today, thank you. And I want to hear today, I want to pat you on the back. I want to hear today, I want to salute you for the work that you're doing and the commitments that you've made to help all those other people out there that are struggling and challenging. Now, you would think that our veterans and even our active duty are not struggling, do not have challenges, but nothing could be further from the truth. When I was on active service, I've seen many times that active duty individuals were having challenges, and the challenges were unmet. And so when you have organizations that step up to the plate to help them, it's the most unselfish, the most needed thing that can be done. And so we also have this thing in common that we have so much to be proud of. We all have a great mission, and that mission is serving those who serve. We have very supportive donors. Those are the people who share our passion and also give themselves so that we can fulfill our mission. We have understanding families, those who comfort us and encourage us to stay focused and vigilant on the work that we're doing. And so there's just so many things that we have in common that really, for me, makes today very special. To be a speaker, to be an honored guest, because we share in the same work that we're doing, and I'm just really, really proud to be here. One of the final things that we do is we fundraise for the benefit of others. Hence today, proud to walk for those who serve. And so anyone who's participating, anyone who's sponsoring, we just want to again salute you and thank you from the bottom of our heart for being a part of this. Now, Kathy's already mentioned some of the history here. I just want to recant, how I summarize the history of P.R.O.U.D. is that since P.R.O.U.D Foundation in 2016, they've raised over $70,000 and impacted lives. The number I have was 546, but Kathy just corrected that number to 1,500. Providing food, cleaning supplies, financial aid, and emotional support to service-connected members throughout the Navy and Marine Corps in the society. So my close and my plea to you is this. Your support for the P.R.O.U.D to walk for those who serve walkathon helps the P.R.O.U.D Foundation continuous mission of providing relief to those in need and closes the gaps that are left unfilled. I want to thank you for your support. Thank you for your participation, and also thank you for the opportunity to speak at today's event. God bless, and God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maurice. We appreciate your spending the time with us today. Could I please have the sponsors come forward, please? I believe, Kathy, you sit over here. Sponsors, you know who you are. Kim, I think you're acting.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to introduce our gold sponsor, which is the Marine Corps Aviation Association. And today we have Lieutenant General Terry Robling, who is the West Coast Commander for MCAA, accepting the award and our appreciation gift, which is an American flag and a case and a certificate. And our next sponsor is P.R.O.U.D Defense Development Group, and we have Kim Robling, and she's a board member, and she's accepting the certificate and a flag for P.R.O.U.D Defense Development Group. Thank you, Kim. And next we have Gail Fleesbach with the G.A. Fleesbach Foundation. And thank you, Gail, for your generous sponsorship and our Proud to Walk today. And you get an American flag and a gift certificate. So thank you so much for that. And now we have a special award we'd like to present to the Midway Foundation. And do we have Dave here? Dave Kuntz? He can't hear me. Dave, can we have you come on up? We have jet noise. He couldn't hear us. That's right. So we want to thank the Midway Foundation and Dave Kuntz, who is the Director of Marketing, and he's representing the foundation here today. And we want to present from our Board of Directors and Advisory Board a check for $1,000 to the foundation. And thank you for sponsoring our event today. Thank you. And there were a number of other sponsors that you can see here on our sponsorship banner, but we'd like to thank them all. And I do have a list of them. We had the Marine Corps Aviation Association, Albertsons Company, P.R.O.U.D Defense Development Group, Fireside Capital, P.R.O.U.D Public Relations, G.A. Fleesbach Foundation, Homebridge Financial, and AleSmith Brewery. Thank you to all our sponsors for their generous donations. Thank you.
All right. Our next speaker. Oh, there. You moved. Our next speaker is retired U.S. Marine Corps Lieutenant General Terry Robling. General Robling, please come up and join me. I've known both Terry and Kathy for, 20-some years, and it's with honor and gratitude that I will read a bio for General Robling now. General Terry Robling joined the P.R.O.U.D Foundation as a member of the advisory board shortly after its founding. In the Marine Corps, Terry served in the Marines' largest operational command billet as the commander, U.S. Marine Corps Forces Pacific, and retired as Lieutenant General. Terry flew as a naval flight officer in F-4 Phantom and FA-18D aircraft and accumulated over 5,300 tactical jet hours in peace and in combat throughout his career. Lieutenant General Terry Robling currently serves as the President and CEO of P.R.O.U.D Defense Consulting Group and serves as the West Coast Commander of the Marine Corps Aviation Association. So, a welcome to Terry.
Well, thank you, Jeannie, and the good news about me being up here is on the closing remarks. So, I know many of you are surprised to hear that I'm a retired Lieutenant General. Most of you know me as Kathy's husband, and I'm okay with that, quite frankly. I've walked in her shadow for a long time and very proud to do so. Also, in closing, I'd like to thank the USS Midway Museum Foundation, who also does a lot to help and serve those in need in the San Diego area. So you saw P.R.O.U.D Foundation's donation to them. Everything that we do, the P.R.O.U.D Foundation does, is in support of those who need it most. And I think it's fitting And Maurice talked about it so eloquently that there's over 45,000 organizations that you personally and those corporate sponsors can support. But not all of them do what P.R.O.U.D does. Not all of them hit the full gamut of active duty, reserve, family members, and spouses. Some of those organizations do just niche folks, those in need, those active duty in need, some just reserve in need, some surviving spouses. But the P.R.O.U.D Foundation, in partnership with the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society, hits it across the board. And we P.R.O.U.D mainly works in the financial hardship area, and we're very happy to do so. And so be rest assured that every dollar that the corporate and individual sponsors give us goes to helping those in need. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk a bit about the sacrifices of the military members and their spouses in their careers. I think Admiral Herring and I combined have over 70 years of active duty experience, and we've seen across the gamut the sacrifices that both our active duty reservists and our family members sacrificed over the years of their husbands or their spouses' careers. Sometimes 6-month deployments, sometimes year deployments, sometimes year deployments in combat. And at home, we expect our wives, and they don't get a set of orders, we expect our spouses and family members to deal with the consequences of those sacrifices. Missed graduations, missed birthdays, missed anniversaries, missed deaths in the family, missed illnesses, suicidal ideations, sometimes suicide, and yes, sometimes the active duty member doesn't come home at all and pays the ultimate sacrifice. And so I think we should remember that today as we walk. Put a little more pip in your step, I think, because every dollar that you give to the P.R.O.U.D Foundation goes to the consequences of those sacrifices. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Terry. Appreciate your coming here today with the rest of your family in support of P.R.O.U.D. I now invite everyone to stand. Miss Aurora Bishop is going to sing the Star Spangled Banner for us.
Oh, sing, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you once again, Aurora. I think this is about it. Alana, you're next and you're last. She comes up here, she's our walkathon chair, and she's going to give you your marching orders.
It's so great to have all of you here this morning, smiling back at me. We are very excited to launch our walk, and what I'm going to ask you to do is, please, if you have heels on like me, go back to the car and get your walking shoes. But what we're going to do is all put on our t-shirts, all take a nice long walk along to Seaport Village, along the Embarcadero, reflecting on what today means for our armed services. And also, if you're somewhere else in this world, we have people that are watching what's being filmed. You can walk up to the 23rd. You could walk next year, but do remember our armed services. And if you've taken pictures, you've got our t-shirts. If you would do a hashtag P.R.O.U.D, P.R.O.U.D, the number 2, and W-A-L-K, we'd love to see those photos. You can also send them to a Gmail address, NMC, help me, P.R.O.U.D Foundation at Gmail. Yeah. Love to talk to all of you. If you would wait for us, if you want to walk with us in a cluster, we will all be off the ship and ready to walk in about 20 minutes. And thank you again for coming and supporting this great foundation. Thanks.